Hi, Warrior Mothers. It's me, Heidi Hosking, and I'm here to talk today about the number one thing that we need to consider when our child is having a tantrum, a meltdown, or a mega meltdown. We've all been there. So what I'm going to say is that we need to remember this is an opportunity for us and our children to develop our emotional intelligence. So by that I mean that we need to, as mothers, hold space for our child. That means to open our hearts to hold the space. Our child will not sense that we're holding space for them if we don't have our hearts open. So we ideally, we're going to open our hearts and we're going to be there with them, and we're going to identify the emotion that they're feeling so we can connect with them on how they're truly feeling. And then they will feel like we have connected our hearts together. And so sometimes that means we have to get honest as mothers to go, yeah, I've done something to really trigger them off. Or yes, it really sucks that we have to go now. I can see you're disappointed, frustrated. Most of the time, disappointed and frustrated are two huge emotions that we don't talk about enough with our children. They should be able to be gurus on, yes, I feel disappointed about this. Yes, I feel frustrated about this. Yes, I feel disappointed about this, so that they can easily say, I'm really disappointed, we have to go now. But that's having extremely high emotional intelligence for a child. And so then we give them that chance to work through the little thing that actually tips them over the edge. And sometimes it's only a little thing when we actually be there with them and let them to work through that. Children can clear emotions much quicker than we can. So if we give them that chance, we connect with them, we say, okay, yeah, I can see you're really, feeling frustrated. I've asked you to clean up your room when actually you didn't want to. And you'll see them, they go, yeah, and they open their heart back. They become a bit softer. So ideally, we're going to do that as soon as we see there's a feeling that's come up, and that prevents things from scaling up and up and up. It's when our children are not heard and we haven't opened our heart to them that they don't know what to do. And so then they feel out of control and they don't have to, they're subconsciously keeping it going and going and making it bigger and worse. So the sooner we can catch our child and to just say, I know you're feeling X, then you can sit there and see what happens for them. They might say no and rage or whatever. You're going to be the bigger, stronger, kinder, wiser adult to go, no, I can see that. And sometimes it might be you feeling around to go, gosh, I don't even know what they're feeling right now. And that is where we get to work on our own emotional intelligence as mothers, which we haven't been brought up to do mostly, to go, oh, yeah, okay, what is this feeling that, my child's having right now? And then once we've identified that, then we start to become gurus ourselves to go, okay, yeah, I know, I can just slip right in there and we can talk about this. And then the next step is obviously to help them release that feeling. So sometimes you might need to start to find a way to say, you know what, you're really mad or you're frustrated, disappointed. Do you want to go and scream into a pillow? Do you want to growl like a certain animal? What do you want to do? And that you will deem appropriate for them to clear that emotion as quickly as they can while you're there with them with that open heart. So that is where it comes down to us as mothers again, to face our ego self that really it wants to get our emotions out, our frustration out, our rage and anger. So our ego self is going to say to us, no, you get mad at them. They deserved it. Go give them a serving. Tell them the lesson they need to learn about this instead. And so we have to sweep that away and we start to see what's going on for our child instead. Then later we can go back to, whoa, I had some big feelings coming up with that. Sometimes we're going to let them go and that's totally fine. We are not perfect, but we can sit a bit later and go, wow, what was that about? Why was I so frustrated? And the more you get into feeling, why was I frustrated? The more you realize, wow, it actually wasn't anything to do with my child. I'm really frustrated because X, Y, Z that happened in my day, or a feeling that's coming up from the past for me. I'm starting to remember stuff from my childhood, especially when my child does X. So working on this together, you both developing the emotional intelligence together, and you start to see it as a team thing and not as my naughty little child who's just making my day even harder. And that helps you both to open your hearts more, and then you are laughing. You can work through all of this in much, much easier ways. So that's all for now. Want more for your children, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.